up, everybody? I know we don't do a lot of how-to videos on the Junker channel, and Joe's real tied up throwing turbos on cars, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw something out there and address some of the stuff that I ran into on this conversion here with the Mustang engine going into the Maverick that I've seen a lot of guys talk about online. And one of which is where the alternator goes in conjunction with the tensioner, belt routing, and radiator hoses. Basically, as you guys probably already know, these water pumps on here spin opposite of the engine. So, you know, in a setup like this where you've just got these three pulleys, unfortunately you can't just go around the crank, around the alternator, around the water pump, back down, because that'll spin this the wrong way. There's a lot of guys out there saying that you can put a reverse water pump on here, but apparently you have to do more modifications than, you know, just simply bolting it on, such as this pulley right here, different bolt configuration, and then I understand also you have to change something on the back of it. I didn't get into it because I didn't do it. So what I decided to do instead was relocate the tensioner that normally would go here, putting tension on the belt here, over to this bracket, which actually Joe found online. I think there's a more expensive version of it out there, but Jags makes one. It came with the spacers and the bolts. One thing to remember with this one right here is, you know, you're going to need the stud that held on the power steering pump, which I deleted, or was actually, we deleted that, but the air conditioner had already been deleted. So we just need something here to hold a pulley in place. So we ended up going with this Jags 5550, and it was really easy to put on there. Once you kind of, you know, get an idea of what goes where, it just goes right on. So then also we are going to put a tensioner on here. Now this motor, when we got it, had a Heim joint that bolted, I think it was here and here, and you essentially tightened up some nuts on there and it pulled your tension on your belt. And I'm not a big fan of that. I just, for one, I think it doesn't look clean, and well, that's probably the main reason, because I'm weird about stuff like that. So I kind of wanted it to look a little bit more stock, or a little bit more normal. So anyway, here's a factory tensioner. So if you're going to route this belt around this way, like you have to in order to spin the water pump in the right direction, it's got to come around a pulley here. Well, in order to do that, this would be the wrong pulley because it's smooth, and that would be the ribbed side of the belt. So to remedy that, we ordered this Gates Serpentine pulley. We just had to do some research to make sure that the bearing was the correct size and width and number of ribs. So that's a Gates 36-230. So basically this guy's going to go on here instead and give us that correct pulley so that the Serpentine belt rides on there correctly. So some of the other stuff that I've already done that I know comes into question, I've seen guys use Mustang radiator hoses that come up and come all the way around here and then come in. One of the downsides to that is it puts a bit of a kink in there because this radiator is not as wide as a Mustang radiator. So just to see, we went to like AutoZone and bought a Maverick upper radiator hose, which got us close. But of course this has got this Mustang 90-degree thermostat housing. And so I just went and got an 1.5 inch inside diameter 90, and one of these little coupler deals, and kind of cut it, made it fit. So you got an extra connection here that I don't know, some people may not think is good, but I mean the fit is just right, so I'm not super worried about it. They may make something that does exactly that, but I couldn't find it. So those hoses were I think this was the one that was made for the Maverick, 21,953. They didn't have a little 1.5 inch 90 in the cheaper brand, so I had to get a Gates on that, 20065. and just basically hacked that stuff up and made it work. And it's, I got to get a couple more clamps, but it's in there really good. I think it's gonna work. I put the hood on and checked. There's about 2 inches of clearance there, so I don't anticipate it hitting the hood at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this tensioner and pulley and belt on there and see how it looks. As you can see, the belt is running right under the hose, but it's probably a good inch. And actually, if I move that hose clamp around, it would be even more, probably closer to 1.5 inches. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways to do this, a lot of different configurations that guys go about with this, but this was the plan we landed on. I believe it's going to work. So that's it for now. Next time, or possibly next clip, you'll see some more of Junker Joe Josephries. That's it for now.